the other part of this trip was working with the kids. Now these kids, they're very underprivileged, compared to, well, United States, of course. We get to the medical base, and I had a bag of Jolly Ranchers and Slim Jims that my auntie packed for me, and I decided, I wasn't gonna eat all this candy. It's a lot of sugar and stuff like that, but I did have some for the plane ride. I bring out this bag of Jolly Ranchers and Slim Jims. I give these two kids each Jolly Rancher and a Slim Jim. After I give those kids the Jolly Ranchers and the Slim Jims, you see a whole lot of kids come up to me and it's like, I want one, give me. I was like, I only have so much. I tried to give each and every one of them one, and then I told them, I was like, here, take the bag and share with each other. They tore that bag up. And each of them was like chowing down on candy. And over time, as we're on the medical base, I was supposed to be working with diabetics. Pricking their fingers and writing down their blood test scores, if you will. And then the pastor on the trip, he tasked me to do something else. He said, you've worked with kids before, and you're good at art, right? Profiling me. Not in a bad way, it's a good way, but he knew me. I said, yeah. He's like, okay, would you be willing to work with them in the art department? And we brought like these coloring books and balloons and a bunch of craft stuff for them to work with, keep them occupied while their parents and some of them were being taken care of. I have to tell you, that was the hardest job I ever had to do. In a sense, I've worked with kids before, but trying to work with kids and having so little materials, it only went so far. So I tried to teach them to draw. I tried to come up with games, and keep in mind, while we're on the medical base, there's a land with nothing but dirt. Nothing but dirt. And I was in charge of keeping them occupied. And so I had to come up with games for them to play. Soccer, football, duck, duck, goose. Anything that I could come up with to keep them occupied. And you would not believe on how satisfied they were with the things that I was, playing with them. And to see, the look on their faces of happiness, it brought me joy, because it means that, what I was doing, made a huge impact in their day. Even if it was just, the little things. But one thing that got me to my core was when this kid came up to me and he asked me, he said, will you sponsor me? I wanted to cry. I really wanted to cry. I felt guilty. Because of the fact that I was privileged, and this kid here who's a lot younger than me, and he has a lot rougher than I do, and I wanted to sponsor him. It's just at the time I'm not financially stable, and I only had so little to work with. But what I did tell him that what we were doing was we were going to build a school for him, make sure he had a proper education, make sure he didn't have to walk miles to receive his education. And this is how it all went. Okay, you go under. So the lesson I want to leave you with is care for those less fortunate than you are, because you just don't know the things they personally have to go through to maintain stability, and this trip, it had a huge impact in my life to see and appreciate the things that I have, even if it's just the little things. Because those kids in Africa, they didn't have the things that I had. They didn't have granola bars, they didn't have candy, they didn't have it like as frequently as we get it, and when they could get it, it was really expensive for them. So it was a very you know, touching moment for me to experience that and to see, you know, I have to appreciate the little things and, you know, be thankful for everything that I have, you know, which is also why I let everybody else know, you know, be thankful, because there's really those that are less fortunate than you are, and, you know, come together when you don't have, because it takes a village, and out there everybody pitches in, you know, to maintain a meal, to get the things that they don't have. So, you know, togetherness and community and unity, you know, working together, we can achieve a lot, you know. And that's what I've learned over this trip, working with these kids and, you know, realizing how important it is to spread the love and the unity and care for someone. So this video, I hope you learned something from it. But most importantly, this was my sentimental moment on the trip, you know.
Thank you.
Thank you.